Hello, hello. Just got a notification about Tim Holtz coming on. I gotta compete with Tim Holtz for my live stream. Waiting for people to pop on. Raise this. Hi, Tanya. Is this your first time in one of the live streams? I don't think I remember seeing your name. How are you doing? Michaela? Did I pronounce that right? Hello. First time, Michaela. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. How did you guys find out about my live stream? Facebook, Instagram? Did YouTube notification finally start working? Hi, Tara. I have an agenda today. We will, of course, swatch some paints. I have 10 paints like I did last time, 10 paints to swatch. Then we'll look at some Happy Mail I received. I popped over to my P.O. box right before jumping on here, and I had some couple of surprises in there. I'm so happy. Oh, that's awesome, Michaela. I'm glad YouTube is working because I was worried for a while there. So yeah, then we'll look through the Happy Mail. When I was on IG Live showing some Happy Mail, the person who sent it to me, Ronnie, she suggested that I go through my stickers, show you guys some of my stickers that I have. So maybe I'll do that too. And I have written down the designers for those stickers because at the moment when I was showing them, I couldn't remember any of their names. And then from there, maybe we'll do a little bit of printing, gel printing. Okay, both in YouTube and Rosemary. Instagram, Facebook. Third time catching you live, the first time saying hi. Oh, Patio. Well, thank you for popping in the chat. I love the conversation, and everyone else loves the conversation. So I'm glad you decided to drop a hi. So what brought you all to the live stream? The gel printing or the swatching? What was it that brought you all here? Let's do this one first. Let's see. It felt weird skipping around colors, so I'm being a little anal retentive here and organizing the colors. Roy G. Biv, indigo and violet. We'll just kind of, it doesn't need to be that specific, right? Let me scoot up a bit so that I'm not so far from the desk here. Oh, I feel so well prepared. I've got my little swatch cards already cut. And here we go. Okay, Tanya, you're into gel printing. Are you new to it, or you've been doing it for a while? This is yellow ochre, golden. It's one of my favorite colors. That's why I sprung for the Big Daddy tube. Okay, gel printing. Okay. Everybody's into gel printing. I love it. I'm like, when it comes to arts and crafts, I have ADD. So I jump around between this, that, and the other. But gel printing's been like pretty consistent in my art life. I've probably been doing it for maybe 4 years. And I just love it. I don't do projects with it. It's just like therapeutic, just pulling prints and putting, patterns in them and whatever else. Yellow. Blue by golden. Okay, that's that one. I need my container that keeps the ones I've already swatched. I don't know what's going on with this streaming console, but it's not keeping up with how many people are on. Let's see. Next, Indian Yellow Hue. Very similar to the yellow ochre, it looks like. Maybe not as deep once you spread it out. If it wouldn't mind spreading out. Okay, this one's not being too nice to me. add a little more. Looks like it might dry pretty fast. Add layers and stencils. Okay. So for the most part, you just make backgrounds. You usually layer on the paper. Hi, Kathy. I can't wait for you to order my stencils either. Yeah, as far as like layering on the plate and layering on the paper, I have a preference for layering on the plate. I know a lot of people don't have the patience for that. Put my hand in there. Those are quite similar, but this is a lot brighter. But definitely similar. Indian yellow hue. My golden heavy. Okay, next. Swipe the edges off here. Hi, Darlene. There's nothing wrong with backgrounds. They're great for collaging with, to raw sienna. Whatever. Okay, I'll do this one. Great for collaging with. That was way too much. Let's see. You know, if you art journal, sometimes having that blank page, it could help break that up. But if you're in your art room now, please feel free to break out your plate and your stencils. And when we get to the gel printing portion of this fun Saturday, feel free to print with me. Patty, you learned about it by accident. Oh, someone you were watching recommended me? Ooh, who was it? Local, where are you, Patty? Where are you? And you know what? Right before all this lockdown stuff was going on, I was preparing to start doing classes through Michael's community classroom program, and I had on my plates, had everything up there, just had to get ready to schedule classes, and then all this happened, and here we are. This is really pretty. What did I just do with the I think I bought a big old hunk of this. This has a really nice red tone to it. So if you're local, then when everything gets back to normal, which I guess might not be till next year probably, when everyone will feel comfortable, you can join me for a class or something. Kathy, you make cards with your gel prints? Burnt sienna. Really pretty. Oh, wow. You are close. Well, even, you know, and the other thing that I do is I have a meetup group. And we would meet every other Saturday. And our last, of course, we met just before the lockdown. So it was like the last Saturday in February. And I miss my meetups so much. And so that's why I've been doing these every Saturday, these live streams every Saturday, because I don't have my meetups to go to. Before I would do it, sometimes I would do it right before going to my meetup, 12 to like 1:30. But now I can just do this. I'm waiting until we can meet up again. So it'd be great to have you at one of the meetups, and you know, we just do whatever. Some people crochet, knit. One of my friends, she's a member and she's a writer, so she'll sit there and, you know, work on her projects, her writing projects. One of my members is into oil painting, so she actually brings her oil paints and a tabletop easel, and you know, continue working on her projects. Let's see, who else do we have? We have people who, you know, sit there and do portrait drawings with graphite pencils. Some people bring the adult coloring books and color, and we sit and we talk and we kind of work, and it's really fun. So whenever that comes back to happening, I would love for you to join us. Yes, Kathy, definitely tag me to your posts. That way I can see your account and follow you. So this is alizarin crimson hue. Another pretty color. I think I have this color in another brand. Golden. Maybe. All right. 4 down, 6 to go. Picking up speed here. At the edges. Yes, Patty. Would love to have you. Love, love, love to have you. And hang out whenever. I have another member that I think comes. I think she's only been a couple times, but she comes from the city. Because where we meet is right off the expressway, so really easy to get to. This one was, oh my goodness, I put it down in Venetian red. Oh, this is so pretty. Like, red has always been my favorite color, really. But since I've been messing with paint over the past few years, I realized it's not like primary red. I don't really care too much for primary red. It's these warm, earthy reds that I absolutely love. It's like a nice brick, like clay brick red. And this is Venetian Red by Utrecht, which is a brand sold by Blick art. Red. Ooh, heavy. All right. Another one. Okay. Pat that dry. This is red oxide. Ooh. Yeah. Love the, woo, love the creaminess of these paints. Trying to see why I can't see any. Who's on? Oh, I think it says right there, 11 people. 11 people on. Awesome. Hi to the lurkers too. You are appreciated. Clean this off. Oh, this color is so pretty. Okay, this I said is red oxide by Liquid Text. Heavy body. A little lighter than the Venetian red, but definitely a similar color. That's okay, Tanya. I'm just glad you're working along with me. Yeah, when I get to the gel printing portion, I'll make sure that I explain the steps so that you can do it along with me. And if you're on social media and feel like posting what you did while you're working along with me, do not hesitate to tag me. Hi, Susie. How are you? A little over halfway through swatching some paints. Woo! Ultramarine blue, which is electric. You know what? I'm going to clean my brayer off because the red seems to be coming off on this. Want a good sample here. Probably could have still printed that, but too late. Don't usually clean my brayer. So this is a rare moment in time. Sunburn from all the time in the garden, huh? Ugh, cleaning brayers off are so tedious. It's not my thing. Sounds good. And you got it all out of the way before the sun could come bearing down on you. We're actually having somewhat of a cloudy day, and I usually would have my curtains open, getting in a whole bunch of nice natural light to work with, but it doesn't show too well on the camera when I do that. So I've closed my curtains, and so you all could see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I need to do that as well, improve my vitamin D levels, because I know during the winter time it's rough for me. I need one of those lamps. I live for these days when they're long and sunny. I had a lot of paint on this one. Hey, Pam. Yeah, I tried to get ahead of that this time instead of noticing it later after it's halfway through the video and you guys have been blinded by the light. It still might try to sneak its way around the curtain because this curtain doesn't quite cover the window completely. Okay. That blue is electric. Okay. Ultra. Green. Blue. Golden. Heavy. Move that over. Next, we have Permanent Violet Deep. And see here. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Anyone else doing a little art or craft while joining me today? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Permanent. Oop. Got my hand in it. Violet. Dark. Maybe spell it right. Okay. Two more. Okay. Pam, is that are you actually binding the journal, or you're working in it? Doing, what are you doing in there? Collaging? This is Indenthrine blue? What is that word? Indenthrine blue. It's a pretty blue, even though I can't pronounce it. Very nice deep blue. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you. And thanks for joining me today. So you're into gel printing, Elizabeth? Are you a new gel printer or been around here for a while printing? Get off of here. That is a really pretty blue. It's about the only blue I use on a regular basis is Payne's Gray. But this is a nice one. It's got, when you look at something like this, it's kind of got a denim type of look to it. Maybe some green in there, perhaps. I don't know. I might be making that up. Okay. Indenthrine blue. This is Liquitex. Heavy. Nice colors. One last one. Ooh. Okay, nice, Pam. I love making journals. It's been a while since I made some because I always take forever to do it, curating all the pages, coordinating them and all this and that. It's just a whole long drawn out process. The blue is coming off on here, so I am going to, this is not going to be my swatch. We got to get this blue off. It's showing up in the purple. What color is this? Ultramarine violet. Got to get the blue off. Can't make just one. Yeah, it can be a whole domino effect, especially if you're using more than one plate. It's like there's always a print to pull. Like, oh, let me pull this print. Oh, there's a pattern left on this plate. Let me put a layer down to pick that up, and then next thing you know, you got another layer and another layer, and you look up, hours have passed, and you have papers all over the table and the floor, right? I think that's one of the joys of printing. And I might do something with that later. Got a nice little ombre effect going on there. But for my swatch, I'd mind not having the ombre effect. Okay. Yeah, I'm so thankful for these commercial gel plates because, yeah, I don't want to go through making one. Even though I completely understand why some people like it for various reasons. Some people can't get these commercial plates where they are. Some people like a certain size and the plates aren't available in those sizes. That seems to be the main reason why I've seen people make plates. Some people want to have a huge plate. And yeah. It'd be nice if they made some plates like. Sorry about that, guys. If I dropped off, my streaming program just stopped working. Oh, guys, sorry if I'm breaking up on you all. It's my streaming service kind of had a hiccup there. So yeah, I don't know where it cut off on me, but I was talking about how it'd been nice to have plates that kind of coordinate with canvas sizes, 9x12s, I think they are, and I don't know what the other sizes are, but I like printing with like a little border around it. So, you have the 8x10 plate, but it'd be nice to have so I like to have my paper, 9x11. Have that nice little border. So lately when I've been doing the postcards, I've loved it because the postcards I make 4x6 and then I use my 3x5 plate and I've got like the perfect little white space around it. Ultra green violet. Golden heavy. Okay, so that's that. Put this back on here. And then, let's see here. Where is my... So here we go. We'll leave that to last so it can dry. My yellows, my reds. Got my reds up front. I need to reorganize these. So yellows, orange, reds. Don't really know what I was thinking when I did that. Yellow, orange, red, green, violet. Yeah. Okay. Got some yellows here. I don't know why my camera is so far back. I don't know what's going on here. Move my paper out of the way so I can push up here. All right. Now you guys can see me, right? And the yellow Indian hue, yellow ochre. Hey Cheryl, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Glad you enjoy watching my videos. Oh yeah, I love removing paint. I can't have my prints looking too perfect. Ooh, all these pretty reds. Alizarin Crimson Hue. Red Oxide. Oh, this Venetian red is just gorgeous. Hey, Kimby! This burnt sienna, I guess it has a red tint to it, so I want to kind of put it with the reds, but I know it should probably, oh yeah, I have the other burnt sienna back here, so maybe I should just put it back here. Look at that, that's Deco Art. Can you see the difference? It's not that big of a difference though. I guess I just never really used burnt sienna. I have it. I bought this big old tube of it. Never really used it. But I love that red tone to it. So I'll put it here with these other browns. Oh, that's so nice of you guys. I'm glad I can give you something to kind of, oh, I already had a blue one in here. It's hard to see when we got all these clear spots. Okay, glad I could, I don't know, help you out there to go down another avenue with your printing. Really love this. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Indanthrine blue. Love that. And the purples back here. Ultramarine violet. That must be really transparent. But you know what I don't. I guess that's semi-transparent. But I don't know, those always kind of look weird when they're in heavy body form. Not as smooth. Not a smooth application. And permanent violet dark. And that was the 10 paints I swatched today. Indian yellow hue, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson hue, a golden, red oxide, Venetian red, indanthrine blue, ultramarine blue, ultramarine violet, permanent violet dark, and burnt sienna. I'm just loving how my swatch book is filling out, guys. This is so exciting. I love swatching. Okay, next up. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Elizabeth, your paper adheres to the plate. I would suggest try using a heavier paper or lighter layers because, you know, if you're using copy paper and your layers are really thick, it's going to be hard for the paper to pick up the paint. So heavy layers, heavy paper. You know, thin layers, thin paper. Try that and see how that works. Also, sometimes, you know, if the paper is peeling, that's more than likely what it is. The paper is too saturated, and the layers of the paper itself is peeling away because, you know, they become too saturated and it's wet, and you know. So I think your layers of paint might be too thick, or your paper too thin. Let's see. You have some watercolors you're working with right now, Kimby? Yeah, purple is, I love purple. It's probably like my third or fourth color on the list, but definitely love purple. Love jewel tones. Earth tones, jewel tones, muted colors, neutrals. That's where I am. The jewel tones are kind of like the accent when I'm doing printing. And then I just mainly stick with muted colors and neutrals. Very subdued. I think that's also what calms me when it comes to printing, my colors that I use. Okay, even with the cardstock, it was still sticking. Yeah, I think you might need to try easing up on the layers. What I would do is, if you're still becoming familiar with layering on the plate, I would start with 2 layers. And then, well, we can get to it when I get through the Happy Mail, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Sometimes demonstration is better than talking because I might not be making any sense. Okay, so Happy Mail, guys. Yay! I have a P.O. box. And that P.O. box is in the description of all of my YouTube videos. So I have been making postcards. And if you send me a postcard to my P.O. box, I will send you one in return. So today I went to my post office box and I had these 2 in there. And this one is from Peggy. I don't believe she's on, but she follows me on Instagram. And so just by filling this, I can tell this is gel printed. I can feel the layers. And this feels amazing. That's the other reason why I think I like gel printing. The texture. I love feeling the texture. And I have a nice little note. Oh, her handwriting is so pretty. Oh, she's ordered some of my stencils, so those are on their way to her. Hopefully she'll be getting them today or maybe Monday. And this is great. This is awesome. And then this is from Pam, I believe. Yep, Pam, and she's Elon. What? Every social media you have a different name. Let me see. Elon QP. Yes, that's Pam. And she sent me something, so I'm going to open this off camera real quick because I'm not sure what's in here. Oh! She made a card with my stencil. Yes, yes. I love how you censored yourself on your art, Pam. Scribble that stuff out. And that's something that I'm gonna usually I'm trying to put these in a like a little binder, but you know, I flip through them. I'll flip through them on a regular basis, and you know, you need that motivation. Scribble that stuff out. I need to learn to do that. This needs to go up here. Susie sent me this a couple weeks ago. That was my first postcard in the mail, my P.O. box. And then now I have this one from Peggy. And I don't think I'm gonna put them back to back. So let me pull some more sheets to the front. And I'm hoping by the time the year is up, I will have filled all these sheets up with postcards. So let's see. So no, Pam, I cannot. Okay, maybe just a little bit I can find the tissue. So is this the wax you were talking about? Because it doesn't feel waxy, but I hear some people say that they can actually feel the wax on it. Stamped on Blick's tissue and then Daddy Vans. Yep. So can you find the tissue? So she stamped on Blick's tissue and then brushed on Daddy Vans furniture polish, and then glued it on matte medium. The background is distress oxide. The tissue just disappears because of the Daddy Vans. Oh my goodness, that is an awesome stamp you have, Pam. And the stamps from Viva Las Vegas. You know, I am familiar with Viva Las Vegas, but I have never purchased any of their stamps, but they do have some very nice stamps. But yeah, with the Daddy Vans, I keep getting like mixed reviews. But it doesn't, I can't feel anything. And like people were saying like they'll feel like it'll leave a residue or something like that. But this is awesome. Maybe I'll go ahead and get some. Now, you know, Pam, I think you also join in on Patty Tully Parrish's live streams. But they sold out of that Japanese paste that she uses. And so I've been keeping my eye on it. And the Japanese paste came back in stock. Yamato, I think. Yamato, something like that. I don't know. I didn't look at the kanji on there, but they had a few in stock a couple days ago. I jumped on that, and it's on its way here. So I have to get some Daddy Vans so I can compare and contrast. They use too much. Okay. So yeah, because one thing I can't stand is greasy and too much wax. Like I'm a textile person when it comes to textures as like bumpy and, you know, just with paint, but like greasy and stuff I can't do. So this is so nice, Pam. I love how you put the jewels over their eyes. Definitely gives that kind of like Aztec type look to it. Very nice. Oh, my stencil. Thank you. I love getting mail, guys. So please, if you're into collaging, Susie did a collage on her postcard she sent me. Love it. Or gel prints. Whatever. I'm into Zentangle too. If you Zentangle a postcard, you know, that'll even be fun too. I could kind of challenge myself. Whatever you do on your postcard, I'll try to replicate that when I send you your postcard. But if I'm pressed for time, you'll get gel printing because I can do that in my sleep. But thank you so much for that, Pam and Peggy, if you happen to catch this stream later on. This is the mail that came from Ronnie Bad Jones Rising. It's Instagram handle, her web address for a website, and I won't go through all of this again because I did it on Instagram, and some of you all might have caught that, but she included a content card. I love that. And in here, she has a pile or stack of painted papers. So that was these. And so some of them are double-sided. I love this color combo. One of my favorite ones. Love this too, the red to yellow. So we swapped like little packages, and hers is on the way to her. I hadn't finished putting it together when hers arrived, but I would not open hers until I finished packing mine because I didn't want to be influenced by all the great stuff I knew she was going to have in hers. So that's the pile, a stack of Bad Joan Rising painted and printed papers. Then she has the Bad Jones Rising blobs, and those are these. Oop, these are more painted papers stuck in between there. Okay, so her little blobs, and I don't know, can you see that texture? It's like she's got some gloss, and you can, there are parts of maybe where the construction paper is showing through. Really adds a nice dimension to that. And then this blob with the matte paint on there. I am a fanatic for matte paint. Okay, so Blick has a whole line of matte paint in gorgeous colors, and I love, whenever I go to Blick, I love going to that section and just looking at the paints. And this color is beautiful. And so on Instagram, I'll show you which color I mentioned, but when I was asking her about one of the colors, she says she mixes every single color she works with. She doesn't work with any color straight out of the bottle. I think that's amazing, and I do not have the patience for that. But maybe one day I'll get there. So her little blobs, and then she laminated this one, and I love to read books, and I love bookmarks. I do not dog-ear pages, so this one would be awesome to use as a bookmark. Then her graffiti sticker. So she gets the priority mail stickers. I was saying over Instagram, the post office needs to watch out for us artists, because between the stickers and the Tyvek envelopes, we might end up robbing them blind. So these are cool. She draws the graffiti on there, and she even will take commissions if you want her to do your name or a word or a phrase, you know, she'll do that for you in her graffiti style. Sticky things. So that's in here. This cute little envelope. Love it. I'll have to, I think I'm going to have to make a book. And when I bind that in there, I think this will be on the stitch so that I can still turn it and you can see the back. And you can still open it up and get into it. So yep, I'll bind it like that. Oh, we're looking at the stickers inside. Stay on task, Jackie. Okay. So this, oh my gosh, I love these colors together. And then the little speckles on there, little splatters of white and this pretty reddish, I don't even know how to describe that color. Gorgeous color combo. Love it. So these are all stickers of painted paper, painted sticker paper. And I love these. These are signature for her. Making these and the blobs. And then you have the reinforcements. Oh, I just love paper in general. Like, I don't know when I'll get around to using these because I'm still trying to build myself up to do collaging. But I will just take paper out and look at it. ATC. So this is the ATC she made. And this is the blue I was asking about. And so she mixed this color. And I'm absolutely in love with it. This is kind of, I think this is how she does her business cards too. She'll write her information on the back and it's painted paper on the front. But this is a collage of papers on here. And it looks like one of her blobs she cut and stuck on there. Love it. And here's some more painted papers just punched out. Another tag with her blobs on there and other circles. And her reinforcements. So pretty much she put this in here and just pretty much gave me a how-to to use her her ephemera. And she sells these mail packs. These are BJR mail packs. And I think you can customize them. Maybe tell her what kind of things you want in there or maybe a color scheme. But she can customize them for you. So that was kind of like a how-to on to use how these things to make a little tag. And so the last thing she put in here was a pile of scrapbooking collage papers. So more punched out papers. Love this texture, embossed paper. Love, love, love embossed paper. Not only just to art journal with, but embossed paper is awesome to gel print with. The gel printing plate can pick up just some really fine details, and so you'd be surprised if you have embossing folders, like you're a paper crafter. If you have embossing folders, please try embossing heavy cardstock or even regular cardstock, but heavy cardstock will hold up to multiple uses. But emboss heavy cardstock and then use that on your gel plate, both sides, because the deboss side will leave every area that's debossed will leave the paint on your plate. And then if you turn it over to the emboss side, the emboss sections will be removed from the plate. So you get two different, you get kind of like a positive, negative type of effect. And I might try it with this, but paper, I need to be able to touch this paper for a little longer before I can get it messed up with paint. But yes, wonderful scrapbooking papers to collage with. Paint chips, I love paint chips. That's weird, I'm sure, but I love paint chips. And then some focal points. It was an awesome mail pack. I'm so excited to use these things. It could have been like 2 pieces of paper. I would have been excited just to get it in my mailbox. That's just how easy I am, okay? So then, also, in the same vein of, scrapbooking and ATCs and all that, I'm just struggling to get this in here. Put it up there. We'll worry about that. I like sending myself happy mail. Hey, I have no shame in that. So, some of the happy mail I sent myself are stickers because I love, love, love stickers. And so, these are some of the people I've purchased stickers from. You've already seen Ronnie's Bad Jones Rising, so we won't go over 6. I kind of went through the stuff out of order. But J New Studios, these are all their Instagram handles. So, I don't know if you can read that. So, this is the first one, J New Studio. The letter J, N-E-W, Studio. And these are some of her stickers. And I bought these probably about a year ago. So this one, I think, is kind of in the style of the character from Steven Universe, so I kind of like that one. And just some of her paintings just like really kind of futuristic looking to me. And then some are don't have a dreamy feel to them like this one. Hey Rachel. The paper pack is the same one I showed on Instagram. I was just showing some of the people here because I don't think they were on that live on Instagram. And the stickers, I'm just kind of like going through one by one to show you all. We'll go through them really quickly. So, and then the next one is GDB on Instagram. And one of her stickers I used in Ronnie's beer books. So this is one. A cute little witch right there. And so some more of her stickers. One of her cloud goddesses. And she also does some nice kind of futuristic type stickers. Very colorful. Another witch. I love this one because I love music. Again, this is G as in Geneva. D, don't know what the D stands for, but like Denise. And BEE. And this one's also pretty. So I just love how colorful her stickers are. I'm sorry if I'm off frame, guys. I don't know, my camera I don't usually see it going back this far. I must have moved it. This one right here, and then back to this one. So that's that one. Next is Nubian Rock Chick. And I have quite a few of her stickers. So some girls in tutus. Pretty soft colors. I think this one was just like a little bonus sticker she added. Her thank you card, which can definitely double as a card. You can stick that on the front of a card and send that to someone. Hey Megan. Yes, Susie, Ronnie's art is really amazing. Definitely, yeah, that's a good word for it, loose. Like, it flows. You could tell it's kind of like, lately on Instagram, she's been posting from a journal she had worked in earlier this year, maybe, or last year. And it just feels like a traditional journal / art journal. Some of the pages are just simply just 2 lines of written text on there, written words on there. or she does a collage, or she just kind of puts a blob in one of her blobs and something else. It's just really just very, it just flows. I'm good, Megan. How are you? I think I saw you went live, but I had already started mine, so I couldn't jump on. So these are more Nubian Rock Chick stickers. And I plan, like all these stickers I plan on using in an art journal. Just a nice, simple, maybe collage background. Might have a sentiment on there, might not. And I think I bought a lot of these in the fall, so these girls are dressed warm. I have to look and see if she comes out with any new summer stickers. Maybe some pretty sundresses on, or cute skirts or shorts. And I just love her stickers because the skin tones range from light to pretty dark skin tone like this. Have the big natural hair, don't care type of look. So those are hers. Absolutely love them. These are from Capital Chick Designs, and her line is in Michael's, which is super exciting. So go there and you can find her stickers in Michael's and a lot of other planner, stationery type stuff. So it's two, you know what, these are die cuts. Oh wait, they are stickers. Okay. They're just so heavy. It's a very heavy, sturdy cardstock. But yep, just stickers of, you know, it's nice to see people who are handicapped. Two guys together. Dropping all of them. The ladies. And they're very stressed. I really like this one. It's really nice. Just a lot of diversity in her stickers. Woo. Dropping them all over the place. And then just some planner ones. So her stuff is geared more towards planners. Well, actually, Nubian Rock Chick and hers are geared towards planners. But and one last one. Kiss My Creative. That's number 4 on my list. Kiss My Creative. Sam from Kiss My Creative. She lives in Canada. She has a YouTube channel by the same name. Nubian Rock Chick also has a YouTube channel where she does vlogs, and you can, you know, she does some drawing on her channel, things like that. But these are from Kiss My Creative, and she has her stickers. Some of them are clear gloss, some of them are matte gloss. These are matte, and so these are her illustrations. And she cuts them herself, prints and cuts them herself. And so I just love these illustrations. They're so whimsical. So I got those in color, and then these in black and white. And they're matte, clear matte stickers. I don't want to peel them, sorry. And then she also stuck in an original drawing of hers, because I was like one of the first 10 people to order from her Etsy shop. So yep, she's on Etsy. There it is on the back here. Nope, that's her website, kissmycreativeart.com. But yep, that's it for stickers for now. I'll probably find more. It's like if I'm not buying stickers, I'm buying washi tape. So yeah. So let's put these to the side. Try not to spill them. Whoa, too late. All over the place. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw I posted a couple weeks ago how my room looks after I'm done with one of these live streams. Like a tornado just ripped right through it. Okay, so. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for joining. What do you have, Wendy? The stickers? Whose stickers do you have? Yeah, Nubian's Rock Chicks YouTube channel is nice. I love watching her vlogs, you know, her accent and the cute dimples of hers. Thanks, Cheryl. The swatch book is new, but it has definitely come in handy when I'm trying to build a palette to work off of for a project. You know, when I just started a Patreon, so I'm trying to do a color palette for every month. So being able to pick through the swatch book to build a color palette has made it very easy. So I moved all my papers. Now I need to find them. I had it all set up, and then my setup got in my way. Okay, let's do this. Just trying to make sure I'm still on camera. I think I usually have the camera higher, and that's why I get the whole desk in, but someone mentioned that they really couldn't see what I had, so trying to pull a little closer, but a lot of times the autofocus on this dumb web camera starts going crazy if it's too close to my hand moving, especially when I'm doing right now, rolling the brayer, just starts going nuts. Oh yeah, I was so excited, Wendy, when I saw her products in Michael's. I had to post it on Instagram, like, yes. Oh, Cheryl, batik fabric mask? Are you making the batik fabric yourself also? Goodness gracious, I got a lot on this plate. Oh, this might not come off anytime soon. Abort mission. Okay. We'll just work with this one, because I got too much paint buildup on that one. Okay, so let's get some colors here, folks. I don't know. We'll do tight and buff. Work with some of these new ones I just swatched. Where'd that blue go? Not that one. Is it this one? Yes, this blue. That blue isn't one I'm usually working with. Yellow ochre. Venetian red. I think I might end up pulling out Payne's gray. Well, we'll see. Just in case. Naples yellow is always nice to have. Okay, stencils are right here. Okay, so the Crafters Workshop Corn Cob. Love it. It's a staple. Crafters Workshop Julie Faye Fan Balzer Lattice. I think this is what this one's called. Another Julie Faye Fan Balzer through the Crafters Workshop. I have no idea what the name of these are. Well, we'll just leave those right there. So, when I'm building on the plate, I like to start dark, and as I'm working up to the last layer, I get lighter. So, we can start with the blue, Indenthrine blue. And what I'll do is, I really needed to get the paint off of this plate. Let's do this one then. A 3x5. Okay. So we will, what I want to do is I want to be able to take the actual stencil pattern. I'm not going to go through the holes and leave that. Well, let's do it at the top and then the bottom. At the top, I'll show you what it's like to go. Some stencils, I like the pattern through the holes, like this. Well, am I in frame? Sorry, guys. Through a hole like this. And so you have that pattern like that. Or, gotta add some more here. Or I get the paint on the stencil. So a lot of times I'll put the stencil down first so that I can get paint on it. I'm not concerned with what goes through it, but the paint that gets on it. So I get paint on the stencil, take it up, leaves a nice pattern there, but this is what I'm concerned about. So I turn it over. And I get this pattern. For this stencil, this is the pattern I love. And this is how I use this stencil. Let's try to get the excess off so it doesn't get stuck to anything when I throw it off to the side. And so this is how it becomes never ending, because now I also have pattern on this side, which I'll remove some of it. Most of it's just about dry. Guess not. But anywho. Yeah, I saw that, Rachel. That's so sad. This year has just been really, so far, it's just going to be so traumatizing for people. Yeah, Cheryl, thinner layers are definitely better. Thick layers, I guess, could work. I posted a picture on Instagram of, I took a paintbrush and brushed some marks onto the gel plate, and it picked up some of that dimension. So, you know, if you put it on the plate thick, that dimension will show in your print, but I wouldn't like do cover the whole plate in thick paint, because that'll take forever to dry, and yeah. So this blue is blue, and I don't really work in blue. So what color? Maybe we can keep it simple, and I say but I don't know what I just did with my paints. Where is my, the bronze. Blue and bronze always looks great together. So golden bronze. So blue, bronze, even Naples yellow will look good. So maybe we can kind of swatch some of that in the background. Excuse me, a little parched, gotta take a sip. So yeah, we have the stencil both in the positive and the negative. This particular stencil, I prefer to use the negative side way of printing. So from here, bonjour, Natalie. Nadine, I'm sorry, read that wrong, too far away. You have to excuse me, I'm as blind as a bat, and I'm wearing, even though I wear contacts. So I have to come up real close to the computer to read what is being written. But bonjour. The same. Oh yeah, Rachel, definitely. You gotta, when I buy new stencils, and I'm always buying stencils. I make stencils, but I buy a bunch of them as well. I'm always buying stencils. And when I buy a new stencil or make a new stencil, I always see how it looks, both negative and positive, and figure out which way I like using it. So love this stencil. It's one of my favorites, and I prefer to use the negative of this stencil. So then from here, let's see, maybe corn cob. I don't think I want it to be too busy in the background. These are just the stencils I already had out. Don't feel like rummaging through my whole stash. And actually most of Julie's stencils I prefer using in the negative. I don't know why. So let's take bronze. Ugh. Hard to open. Bronze, and we're just going to stencil some of this on here with a makeup sponge. Of course, making sure the layers are dry in between. But that's only if you want all your layers to be distinct. You know, if you want there to be some blending in between your layers, definitely leave some of it still wet, which I do from time to time. Ooh, I love blue and bronze. Love it. Always, although, you know, I'm sure you guys have a million stencils. Don't forget to turn them around. Get those stencils from different angles. Off the camera again, aren't I? Okay, so we've got some bronze on there. If you can see that. Let that dry for just a second. It's not very thick and it's not a lot of paint. So this is what I'm saying about like thin layers. Not only am I using thin layers of paint, but I'm not covering the whole plate with pattern. So that actually is creating a thinner layer as well. Thin as in the pattern's not dense. It's not all across the plate. So from there, I kind of just want to, I don't know, maybe I guess I can put a little swatch of yellow, but part of me just kind of wants to pull this with buff titanium and white just to see what it looks like. Okay, let's do that. Let's just see what it looks like. I don't know. Let's go for the yellow. We're experimenting. Just go for the yellow. It's just paint, right? But I just want a swatch of it. Just a little bitty swatch. So I'll put it right on the edge here. Just roll it out right here on the edge. Maybe a little up here. It's a really light yellow, so it shouldn't cause too much of a stir. That blue, I probably could have gone with more bronze because the blue's really a strong color. It might overpower all of these colors. See, moving my stuff out the way so I can grab my paper. I'm gonna let that dry. So some of you all out there prefer layering on the plate or the stencil or the paper. And this is just regular old printer and copy paper, but my layers are so thin that I probably could pick all this up even with deli paper, all the layers. And who here is going to participate in iCAD? I have got to find, I think I have my index cards here. I have no idea. It's always a last minute thing for me. I'm jumping on the bandwagon last minute before it pulls off and don't have myself together. No, there's no index cards in here. Those are tags. Oh, there's some index cards. Yay! Some. These I actually did not purchase. I bought them at an estate sale. So they're old and they've got a little, just a tiny bit of browning on them. I was like, yeah, I'll take those. They're like a whole, all this was probably like $1. Love estate sales. So I have my index cards. Guess don't have an excuse not to participate. Leave them on my desk. Always keep my paints in reach. My phone's been on this entire time. Battery's about to go dead. Okay, so this should be dry. It is. Mix Blick Matte. Not too much because the matte kind of dries quickly and so it can leave spots if you're not careful enough with mixing it with the other paint. I'm going to try to avoid that. Get a nice mix here. But not too mixed because I like to see the colors separate on the plate, which adds some dimension to it. Okay, moving quickly. Working 2 plates here. Don't want it to dry. That's 1 and 2. Barely got that on the paper. That's interesting. Well, that might be nice. I definitely like this side because, like I said, I like the stencil when the negative is used, not this side so much. This might end up becoming a postcard. So that's another nice combination if you're working along. Blue, bronze, Naples yellow, and a nice neutral off-white or something like that. The unbleached titanium or the titanium buff. What's some other colors for the off-white? The Handmade Modern Malted Milk is a nice off-white. Just an off-white to mix with the white when you're doing background. It's nice. And there you have it. The Naples yellow looks nice. I like that. I actually don't think that's the size of a, well, it has to be because this is a 5x7. So, oh no. So I'll probably have a frame around it and cut this to 5 and then a 3-inch swatch out of this. Because I don't care about that side. But yeah. Nice color combination, easy colors to get a hold of. Any blue, any dark blue looks great with bronze and a nice muted yellow. And then something like this, you just take a hole punch, boop, pop out a little section. If you're into collaging. Nice. What else? I have the Venetian red. So the Venetian red with Naples yellow. That'll be nice. Let's see, Venetian red. Get out of the way, index cards. Let's see this one. Once again, if we put it on here, then take this. We're intentionally trying to get it on top of the stencil so that we can flip it over and put it on the plate. And I'm going to go right down the middle here. And then that's left behind. Nice. Right down the middle here. A piece of paper. So I can push that paint onto the plate. Lift it up, and there is the, what are we calling that? The negative. So I've got this and this. Now this stencil looks great both ways. Where are we at? Oh, an hour and 40 minutes. But yep, love that. Love both ways. Love this color. Goodness gracious. That's a nice color. And then too, when you do the paint on the negative side, I just think it just looks more organic. I don't know. That could be just me. So with this, we gotta let that dry. guys still with me out there? I didn't lose you, did I? I know Rachel's probably listening and cleaning at the same time, doing her weekend, her Saturday house chores. Let's see, what can we use with this? Something, maybe I'll do this one. My art foamies, has my art foamies order, I think it's shipped. I might not have. But I ordered 2 of Natalie, can't remember her last name, her batik art foamy stamps. I ordered 2 of them in the large size. I'm excited for them to get here. Probably shouldn't have let this dry too much because I kind of want to remove some of this just from the edge. And I meant to grab, one of my hard brayers just so I could show you guys, or just so we could see together the differences between the brayers, because I solely use hard brayers. The reason why, soft brayers, the reason why I stopped using the hard brayers because it felt like they didn't grab onto the paint as easily when I'm rolling it over the gel plate. It just seemed like they kind of slipped in the paint. So with the soft brayers, I feel like I get a little more traction so I can move the paint around more efficiently. I can move around faster. And then also, I don't think the hard brayers, I don't think they hold on, like they don't hold on to the paint that well. So the paint doesn't stay on the brayer really that much. And so, because that's not happening, I don't think hard brayers really can remove paint very well. So I know some people are interested in the fact that I remove paint from my plate. And I think that's done easily because of the soft brayer. Oh boy. Left that sitting down there a little too long. Okay. So, what did I say? I was going to do this one. I don't know. Try not to always use the same stencils. And sometimes you just can't help it. Just can't help it. Oh, maybe I use this one. And just kind of frame it. We're going with the bronze again. There you are, bronze. Ew. Bronze, and we're just going to put that through the stencil. Maybe just on one side. And leave the other side kind of open. guys got quiet on me. You still out there? I'm gonna go to the edge, but I already know I'm gonna end up removing some of this. Get the paints down here so I can put this up there so you guys can see. And with this, I'll just put a swatch of bronze on there. I just hope that looks as good as I think it's gonna look. I think that's gonna be pretty sexy. Okay, this is over here. That might have looked nice going all the way over. So let me just on the edge here, add some more. I don't think I'm gonna put any yellow on this one. This is kind of giving me Chinese decor vibes with this red and the bronze. And I absolutely love that. Still here? Okay. Thanks, darling. Just making sure. Gotta make sure I didn't fall off and I'm in here thinking I'm streaming and talking to myself. Because I have a feeling that is possible. That either my software will kick me off or YouTube will kick me off and I won't be none the wiser. Like that. Just take up a little bit. The bronze dries really quickly, so this other side is gonna take a little elbow grease to get up. Part of me wants to put a darker color. Probably should have taken some Venetian red and just swatched it. I like having that, just a swatch of color elsewhere in there just to kind of move the eye around. So I think I'm going to do that. Just a little strip right there on the edge. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Pick it up some. Yep, like that. Don't want it too overbearing, just a little bit. Just to carry the color through to the rest of the plate. Okay. Let that dry. And then we'll pick it up with buff, titanium buff, and white. Anybody just jumped on or wasn't here before? Don't be shy. Drop a hi in the chat. Hello, hello. Let me know what brought you here. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you're into. Take another sip of my mocha frappe. Feeling parched. And after I pull these, then I want to talk briefly, just briefly, about foil. Tim Holtz seems to have breathed new life into Heidi Swapp's Minc line. It's been around for a long time, but now that Tim Holtz has brought attention to it, some more people have jumped on, with those of us who have been in love with it for a while now. So I just wanted to show you some other things you can do with heat reactive foil that may or may not require the Minc machine or a laminating machine. See this dry. ETs. Now a couple weeks ago I brought my blow dryer over because it has a cool setting. So I was like, okay, I can just speed up the drying process and that'll be great. Well, I tried it on the plate and I watched the paint just like shrink up. I was like, ooh, I don't like that. So I haven't used the plate was perfectly fine because it was cool air. But it definitely had a different reaction. The paint reacted to it very differently than if you just let it dry by air. So didn't care too much for that. So I haven't used it since. And you guys just gonna have to bear with me while we're in live. And if you're watching a real-time video, the dry time is just part of the process. Yeah, Cheryl, that's cool. I love batik. My the neighbor that I used to have when I lived in Georgia, she actually makes batik fabric, and it's gorgeous. And I keep saying I'm gonna buy some from her, but I don't think she's been doing much of it lately because she's been into acrylic pouring as of late. But definitely, I also have somewhere. I was actually looking for it not too long ago for my golden GAT, 900 that turns acrylic paint into fabric paint. Because I too want to start printing from the plate onto fabric. I love carving stamps, so I want to be able to carve huge stamps and print on fabric. And I do very basic sewing, so I can sew a tote bag, I can sew a pencil bag, a little like a mask, headband, maybe even, definitely a pillowcase. But I want to be able to do stuff like that. I just need to stop adding things to my to-do list so that I can do that stuff. Okay, so here we go. I just know this is gonna be gorgeous. I actually kind of just want to pull it with, kind of don't want to go too light with this background. I think a darker background would be nice. Just focus on this one first. I think I'll mix this a little more than I did the last one. Yeah, that wasn't enough. Get back here. Ooh, the red's starting to move. Okay. Here we go with this. Put a little more on here. Oh. Hurry up. Pick up the paint. Roll across that with a dry brayer. Trying to pull up my paint. almost overlap those prints. Ooh, I can't see. Have I gotten any thumbs up? If you're liking the video, thumbs up. Thumbs up. And can you all see that little bubble in the bottom right hand corner? Is that showing during the live? If so, that's a subscribe button. So if you're on and you haven't subscribed to me and you can see that my little face there in the bottom right hand corner, go ahead and click on that and subscribe. Hope this all pulls up. That's the other thing with new paints. You don't know. Kind of have to get your bearings with them as far as how much is needed, how fast they dry. I have a paint that I absolutely love. It's called Cadmium Red Deep. Gorgeous red color. But boy, does it dry fast. So you have to put a lot on there and work quickly. Okay. It's got a little pinkish looking with that background. Maybe should have gone with all white. Definitely like this section. I don't like where it overlaps. I don't like where the two stencils overlap. So I'll probably take this swatch, make a postcard out of it. Definitely still like the red and the bronze together, just not overlapping. No. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, see, I think this was on a little too thick. That middle part didn't want to really pull up, but I still like it. Yep, Cheryl, definitely gonna have to make printed fabric. It is something I am without a doubt going to do. I just also have to kind of sit down and come up with stamp patterns. Really haven't carved any new patterns lately within like maybe a few years. So I need to get on Pinterest and get some inspiration. So that's that. Let's see here. What I said, I was gonna take had my son pre-cut me some postcard backs, postcard blanks. So let's get this off of here. And then I said 3 inches. That's right there. Perfect. This, can you all see that? You probably can't. 5 inches. Hey, that was a little short of 5 inches. Well, maybe not. Maybe I just didn't print the whole block. This is crooked, that's for sure. What is going on here? Okay, so got that. I love that pattern. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. I'm just gonna stick it on here. Maybe you think it needs a I don't think I want a border, but if I did put a border, I think I would deco the edge. So I have some black paper. Let me cut this down and then I'll get some black paper, and I have some tone paper. We'll see if it needs a background with maybe a deckled edge to it. We are going, I like this whole section. This is 3. I keep forgetting to make a kind of mat, a 3x5 mat, so I can see, get a view of which section I want to keep. But I think this will be good. And then let's get this straight side first. I'm gonna end up getting some white on the print. I prefer the rough side showing. So that's that. Love it. Did I print something else? Maybe I'll cut this too. Rough edge to this because this was the 3x5 plate. Just cutting off the white pieces. Okay. And then from there, let's see, if we had to pick a matte for it, what color would we do? I think black is just too stark. So I have, this paper is so thick though. I have toned tan. It's really thick. Now this could just be I could just cut the postcard out of this. I've already cut off the edges, so I kind of don't want to decal. I don't want to decal these because I've already cut off the white part. I should have, hindsight, should have maybe just decaled around to the 3x5, roughly to the 3x5 section, but hindsight 2020. But I really kind of want to go ahead and decal it anyway. Or maybe ink the edges. I feel like I need something there. It looks naked. What do you guys think? I have another toned pad paper somewhere. Somewhere over there. Guess not. But I have these. That'll be nice. These are getting kind of thick for, oh, but that's white on that side. Oh, but these are adhesive. Oh. All these are adhesive. Should I try decaling the edges? The scissors, I really like these scissors, but they don't. Yeah, maybe I can. Gotta take my time. Let's try this one. Sacrifice this print first. Next time I know better than to cut exactly to 3x5. So I can leave room for decorating the edges. See? This is what I was worried about. The paint makes it hard. I think I still might make this paper into the post card. Oh, but then I might need to ink the edges because that kind of blends pretty. In there pretty well. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. So, but now that I've done that, just stick it on there, Jackie. Just stick it on there. Scrap paper. Just had some. All the scrap paper is out of reach. Glue stick. My favorite glue stick. Prima Marketing stopped making it. Wondering why. It works so wonderfully. And there's something about it they're not telling me. And everything I glue down with it's gonna come up in a week. It smells great too. Ooh. Good. Okay, let's commit. Oh, I like that. Border is really a lot larger than I usually like them to be, but that is okay with me. Go 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, Cheryl, thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. Get this last little bit cut off here. And I have a, one of those deco rulers, but me and that ruler don't really get along very well, so I prefer using these scissors. And they're by Fiskars. Fiskars? Yeah, that's something like that. Fiskars, yeah. Sorry for all that chiming. My son can't seem to stay still and he keeps walking in front of the ring. Did I get both sides? All four sides, both sides, all four sides. It's the sticky side, okay. One last one after this. Then we'll have 3 postcards that we've made. One thing about these live streams, well, get some things done on here. And the other day, I'm spinning my wheels trying to figure out what I want to work on today. And the next thing I look, the day is over, and all I've done is pushed around paper, not finished anything. Love those. And one more. Where'd it go? Right here. Whoop. Love this color combo. Might have to write this down from my palette book, my color palette journal. So I can swatch it out later. Come on, cut. Really doesn't like working right on the edge like this. But you're gonna be nice to me today, aren't you? You're gonna do it, aren't you? There we go, almost done with this. And then we can, come on. So I'm going to get right up there in, right in the very back of the scissor. That's definitely will cut it for you. And the further you get away from it, the harder it is to cut the decal edge. Especially when you're right on the edge of that. Okay. Is this the sticky side? That's the sticky side. Okay. That's it for postcards. So I can put the glue away. Edges down. It's a little high. Whatever. Like that. Marvelous. And just to get this project completely done, I'm gonna go ahead and I just leave this on my Tim Holtz stamper because I've just been doing postcards like crazy, so I don't really stamp much anything else that requires stamping platform, so I just leave this on here. This stamp was originally on a block, and I separate the rubber from the block and put double-sided tape on it to stick it to. Guess I don't. I like that being the bottom. Double-sided tape to keep it on the stamping platform. a little bit more right there until I finally get up the desire to carve my own postcard stamp, which may never happen as long as I have this one, because I'm lazy about it. Too many other things I want to do. Hands clean. Okay, so that's that one. With the swatch on the bottom. You. If you're out there lurking, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Click the notification bell, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, you have any questions about something I did earlier, please feel free to put it in the comment section and I will gladly answer them if I can. I got plenty of ink on that. Got it inked up on the first try. I think I like the red on the bottom of this one. Well, how these postcards turned out. Glad I swatched these paints today. We'll be posting them on Instagram and Facebook. For those of you who gel print, I'm sure you're part of what's probably the two most popular gel printing groups on Facebook. Gel Press, Printmakers Group, I believe is what it's called, and Gelatin Gel Printing Enthusiast. Gel Printing Enthusiast. Gelatin Printing Enthusiast. One of those. I'll link them in the description. I will be posting them in there, posting them on my Instagram, on my Facebook, Creations by J. Cherie on Facebook, posting on Twitter. I gotta get better at posting on Pinterest, my prints, because it's a lot of people who just, of course, go on there to find inspiration. And I would love for my prints to be inspiration, but they can't be if they're not out there, right? So that's those three. Exciting. Put this back in here. Out of the way. Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. So we've got 3 postcards done. That's awesome. To sign those, of course, we had a whole discourse on the reason pencil is used to sign art. It was very interesting. Pencil is fade resistant proof. So someone was saying that classes they took in college or something like that, they're I'm not even gonna start lying saying what she does for a living, but either way it had to do with artifacts and and things like that. And she said the ones with writing done in pencil has lasted for centuries. The pencil has lasted for centuries. But the pen, fades with time. Now that they have, the Pigma microns that are acid-free and archival and whatever else, those, might last a good amount of time. But I say pencil, if water is introduced to the products, to the paper, the pencil will stay there, which I found fascinating. So, yep. In case you were not in on that conversation in that Facebook group, there's that little tidbit of information. So, moving right along to the last thing I wanted to show you lovely people. So, like I said, Tim has breathed new life into the Minc product line. Not everyone, but some more people that have jumped on with us onto that bandwagon. It's exciting. So, you can use the Minc ink, which I'm pretty sure I have some here somewhere. Not all of it. And here's a toner ink marker, reactive paint. And this was before Heidi came out with this year, when she came out with the transfer paint. At some point, they had made it for this line in particular. What is it? Anna Griffin. They had made it for her, but it must have come in a kit, because I think I bought this on eBay a couple years ago. So now Heidi has her own. But I think even that still you have to get in a kit. And so I haven't used, all these have never been opened, because a lot of times I like to use the foil just directly from the sheet. Or I'll do something, or that's why I have a laser jet printer, because I like to foil deli paper, which is what this is. So I have some matte gel right here, and let me get a pen. Let's do some little writing on here. Let me just take black. I won't bore you all with the shaky of the pen. So, I don't even think I wanted that. Such a mess. Okay, here we go. Something a little thinner. So let's do some acidic writing. There we go. A little down here. Okay, got some of that. Let it dry for a second. Usually doesn't take that long. You doing all right out there? Okay, I think this is dry. Hopefully it is. So this is deli paper that I have adhered to printer paper with repositionable glue. This glue in particular, it's Scotch repositionable glue stick light duty. Okay, so I run this over the printer paper, make sure I hit the corners, And the edges, the stuff in the middle is just for good measure, but you really want to get the edges and the corners just so those don't lift up while it's going through the printer and jam you up. So, and then that takes about 60 seconds to 90 seconds, so a minute to a minute and a half to dry, and it's really light tack, smells great. And then I lay a piece of deli paper over it, and then I stick it through the printer, a laser jet printer. And then once it's printed, I put foil over it and stick it through the Minc machine, and it comes out foiled. This has some spots in there, probably because the paper wasn't adhered good enough. I don't know, who knows. Sometimes it's not a perfect, it's not a 100% foolproof process. So you see the laser jet ink underneath there through the deli paper, the foiled sides right here. So I'm going to rip off a little closer because with the matte medium, it doesn't completely go transparent. That's why I got to give that Daddy Bands a try and print it on the artist tissue paper so that it disappears better. Let's go a little bit in there. And even though it's foiled, it doesn't affect how easily the paper tears. Okay. Get that out of the way. Get out of the way. So I probably could use my glue stick, but I think I prefer the gel medium. So we're going to lay that down on the bottom first, then on the top, and then a little glue there. And it's just wonderful because you can still see, just gotta dry some, but you can still see the writing under there. Through the deli paper. And I love that. Nice effect. The foil still has a shine to it even though I used matte gel medium. Foil still holds on to the majority of its shine. But also, and there's more. So when you do this, you have stuff left behind where there wasn't, that doesn't belong there, where there wasn't toner, the foil is left on the carrier sheet, on the plastic carrier sheet. So what you can do is the heat reactive foil doesn't need heat in order to pull it off. It just needs something to adhere to it. What's happening with the toner is that the toner is really just powdered plastic. So when it's going through the printer is using heat to melt the plastic to the paper. And so the black plastic is melted onto the paper in the form of whatever image you're printing. And then so you take that paper and then you put it through the laminator or the Minc again, another heat mechanism, and it's melting the plastic again, the toner. And so when that toner melts, it grabs onto the foil, and when it cools, the foil is now stuck to the toner. And so when you remove the foil, the toner the foil that sticks to the toner is left behind, giving you the foiled image. So it's not necessarily that you need heat in order to remove the foil. You need something to adhere to the foil and to stick to it. And so when it dries, the foil stays stuck to it. I said that all to say that if you have any adhesive, you can use heat reactive foil. So I'm going to take this gel medium and adhesive, and I'm going to, and you know, like I said, this Minc foiling stuff has been around for a few years now. So you can find plenty of videos out there, I'm sure, with the same explanation I'm giving. So I'm going to put that on there on top of the gel medium, and it has to dry. Heat gun, have no idea where it is. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna heat it. We'll see how that works. If anything, it might just dull the gold a little bit, the foil, but heat does not affect the heat reactive foil unless toner is involved. So even when you send a whole sheet of foil through the Minc machine, if toner never hit it, you can still use that foil again some other time. Let's see if that was dry enough. Impatient. No, I don't. Oh, it was still wet. The paper's pulling off. That was still wet. That's my bad. Yep, that's definitely still wet. But you get my drift. So if you ever give this a try, just remember to set it off. Just set it off somewhere and let it dry. You don't want to pull it off while it's still wet. The matte medium's still wet. Because it's going to take your paper with you. So that's a way to pull foil off with matte medium. Another way is with, okay, double-sided tape. Handy dandy automatic tape gun. Let's get one of these. Woo! I didn't lay it down there straight. Moving too quickly. And don't know where my bone folder is. Burnish that in. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Nice double-sided tape. Uh-oh, that tape came off with it. It's cool. And so where there was empty spots, that's still tacky. And what you can do is either take a static powder tool or some mica powder and fill in that area that's still left tacky. Which, of course, I know I have one here. it up. But yes, the static tool. And it's also, they also have iCraft has some foil pen, which is just glue inside of a pen, and they have a chisel nib and a bullet nib that come in the pack. It's been forever since I've used this. Thing is, you have to let this dry a little bit. Probably should have started with this so it could have been drying. Gotta set that aside and let it dry a little bit so that it can become tacky. Doesn't say how long, so we'll wait for that. Another thing you can use is tape runner. And you know, they have some tape runners that have dots and some that have dashes. So those are cool to use. Come on, tape. This doesn't even want to work. I actually personally hate tape runners. Hate them. I never like using them. The transfer gel by DecoFoil requires the Minc machine. That requires heat in order for it to work. It's a looks like gel medium, and when it's wet, it's white. But when it dries clear. And you can put it over a stencil, or you can use it freehand. And when it dries clear, then you can put the foil over it and put it through the machine. And it actually has can have a little dimension to it, depending on how much you put through the stencil and how thick the stencil is. And this is Ranger's Sticky Embossing Powder. And you can stamp, you know, just like how you would do with embossing powder. You stamp with an embossing pad, and then, or ink, and then you can sprinkle this over, hit it with a heat tool, not too much, because if you heat it too much then it dries up, but just heat it so that it all kind of evens out, and then it'll be sticky. And then you put the foil over it, and you don't need heat for this. I'm trying to find hopefully this pad is wet. It's been forever since I've done this. All these things that require heating tools for the machine smell so good. Just wipe that off just a little bit. Don't want my stencil sticky. And I'll fill that on there. I don't know if that pad has any ink in it. Can I see it? I don't know, guys. This might be dry. We'll see if anything sticks. Oh, shoot. Just dumped that right on top of my pad. Yep, it's stuck. It was on there. I just have to get this crap off my ink pad now. Good going, Jackie. Hate working with embossing powder. Okay. Because it hates me. So we're going to heat it up. It's on there. I don't know if you guys can see it. tool. Just like with regular embossing powder, when it's melted, it kind of goes shiny, clear. So this starts off white and then it ends up being clear. This is leftover from an imitation I did. Try not to get the words on there. So you need to burnish this. Burnish it. Maybe I melted it enough, maybe I didn't. We shall see. I'm filling some of the holes that might have been there from the gaps in the words. Still can feel the stickiness. I didn't get all of it. Golly. That's dry. So yeah, my stamp pad's probably drying up, but that's how it looks. No heat necessary. Just sticky powder. Stencil it in a stencil. So this looks like it might be ready. So let me go ahead and slap this on here. Burnish it. So ridiculous using this big ruler to do this. Need to get another some more of this edge to fill in the gaps. So if you're into art journaling, and of course you can't stick your book through the Minc machine. Oh, that wasn't dry. That's some of the adhesive peeling up that wasn't completely dry. It's a thick spot. So this was with the pen, the DecoFoil, iCraft DecoFoil pen. Just kind of with the chisel nib, just drew it on there. And let it dry. And then you place the foil on there. So for, like I said, for those of you who cannot put your, your art journal through the Minc machine, but you still want to add foil, it's a great option to have the matte medium, the gel medium. It doesn't have to be matte, it could be gloss. The gel medium, a tape runner, glue pen, or Ranger Sticky Embossing Powder. And then you can just get foil, the Minc foil, and apply it to whatever surface you want to. So, I think we're done for the day, guys. Once again, I've almost hit 3 hours. Good gracious. Where are my cute little postcards? We were productive today, guys. I love having a list of things to do and getting through them. We swatched 10 colors. We printed 3 postcards. We looked at some stickers, some happy mail. Please send me some happy mail. Again, my P.O. box is in the description. Postcards. Send me a postcard and I will send you one back. And then we looked at some ways to get foil into your art journals. without using the Minc machine, because it is kind of pricey. I have the big one and I have the small one. I use them because I love foiling deli paper, but you don't need it. And laminators work fine too. Someone was saying Amazon's brand of heat laminator also works very well, and I'm pretty sure it's only around like $40. And the Minc machine is hitting the 12-inch one is I think around $80 to $100. At one point in time, they were at Tuesday morning, which is kind of like how you know things are heading downhill for a product when they start making it Tuesday morning. So probably won't be able to find them there anymore now. But when they were there, they were like, I think that's when I got my 12-inch one, or one of them. And of course, it was like almost half price. But yep, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you were able to get some arting done while I chatted away. And swatching and watching. Awesome, Tara. I'm actually getting ready to stick your stencil in the mail today. So you should get that sometime this coming week. And I hope it gives you hours and hours of stenciling joy. But yeah, that's it, guys. On my social media is a description box as well. So I will be posting pictures of the postcard so you can get a better look at that. Probably even pictures of these samples. Maybe not because they look a hot mess, but who knows. But I post them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I think that's it. Thanks, darling. Yep. So that's it for now. Take care, everyone, and I hope to see you on social media during the week. If not, maybe again next Saturday. All right. Take care. Bye.